Let us solve question number 17, guys. So again a question from organic chemistry. Consider the following reaction. A on ozonolysis gives you B and C. Very carefully observe this. B with I2 and NaOH gives a yellow PPT. So if it is giving a yellow PPT, then B will certainly have a CO CH3 group. Okay. If B is giving you a silver mirror test, then B will also have what? It will also have a CHO group. So B contains COCH3 group as well as a COH group. Okay. So we have some idea about B, guys. We have some idea about B. Let us look at C, guys. Okay. C with I2 and NaOH, no yellow precipitate. So C will not have a CH3C double bond O. Okay. Lithium aluminum hydride gives you D. So here we'll get what? Here we'll get an alcohol. Here we'll get an alcohol. Okay. Anhydrous ZnCl2 and Conc HCl. Okay. What will I get over there? This will get converted to what? This will get converted to Cl. After 5 minutes. What do I mean by that? It indicates that this compound is secondary. It indicates what? That this alcohol is a secondary alcohol. Okay. So if this alcohol is secondary, then this C over here has to be what? Has to be a ketone. Has to be a ketone which is not attached to CH3, which is not attached to CH3 because it is not giving you a yellow precipitate. Okay. So let us look at the options that we have, guys. Okay. Simply break the double bond and check, guys. Okay. No need to write the entire reaction. So I break the double bond. I put one oxygen on this side. I put one oxygen on this side. It is giving you what? It is giving you a CH3 C double bond H, right? And what? You're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So first one is giving you both as aldehyde. So first one is not our answer, guys. Okay. Let us look at the second one. Break the double bond, put oxygens. Put oxygens. What do I get? CH3 C double bond OH. Okay. So this is correct. Okay. Let us look at the other part of this. Let us look at the other part. So other part is giving you C, CH2, CH3, CH2 and CH3. Okay. So let us look at what we have done earlier. So B will contain COCH3, B will contain a CHO. So this can be your B, this can be your B. What about C, guys? C is a ketone, right? And C is also giving you a secondary alcohol which is not having a COCH3 group, right? So does this satisfy the answer? Yes, it is not having a COCH3 group, plus it will give you a secondary alcohol. Yes or no? So this can be your C, guys. Yes or no? So the answer is option 2, guys. Yes. I hope this is very clear. Instead of writing the entire reaction, you can just do what we have done over here and you can predict the product, guys. Okay. So the answer is option 2. Okay. Let us quickly move on to question number 18, guys. Oh, assertion and reasoning, guys. Let's see what is given. Consider the assertion and reason given below. Assertion: ethene polymerized in presence of Ziegler-Natta catalyst at high temperature and pressure used to make buckets and dustbin. First of all, ethene if it polymerizes in presence of Ziegler-Natta catalyst, it will give you what? It will give you HDPE, that is high density polythene. It will give you what? It will give you HDPE, that is high density polythene. Okay. So let us see if the reason is matching with the assertion. Okay, let's see. It is used to make buckets and dustbin. So if a HDPE is chemically inert, then I can use it for making buckets and dustbin, right? So they will be like also chemically inert. Yes. So assertion is correct, reason is correct, and reason is also the explanation for assertion, right? So let us look at the options which are available to us. Okay, both A and R are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. I think that is your answer. So answer is option 1. Okay, very simple question from polymers, guys. Okay, let us move on to the next question. So let us solve question number 19, guys. So what we have here, the variation of equilibrium constant with temperature. Okay, T1 is 25 degrees Celsius, K1 is 10, T2 is 100, K2 is 100. Okay, so let us convert this to Kelvin. So this is 298 Kelvin and this is 373 Kelvin. Values of del H naught and del G naught at T1. So we have to calculate del H naught and del G naught at T1 and del G naught at T2 respectively are close to. Okay, so what formula we will use over here, guys? We will use the formula del G naught is equal to minus 2.303 RT log of K, right? This is our formula. So let us apply this formula, guys, and calculate del G naught. So del G naught at 273, so this is minus 2.303 into 8.314 into 298 into log of 10. So if I solve this, so what value will I get? I'll get the value of minus 5.71. I'll get the value, how much? Minus 5.71. Next is at temperature T2, that is minus 2.303 into 8.314 into 373 into log of 100. So as I solve this, what will I get? The value will be minus 14.29. This is kilojoules per mole. This is also kilojoules per mole. So we have got the value of del G naught. Now what we have to do is we have to find the value of del H. How will we go about finding the value of del H? We have a relation, that is del G naught is equal to del H naught minus T delta S. So we will do what? We will substitute the values under both the conditions. We will substitute the values under both the conditions, and then we will be able to find out the value of del H naught. So what is the value of del G? That is minus 5.71 is equal to del H naught minus T. What is T? T is 298 into del H naught. Second one is minus 14.29 is equal to del H naught minus 373 del S naught. Okay, so when I solve this, first I'll get the value of del S, and as I substitute the value of del S, I will get the value of del H naught is 28.4 kilojoules per mole, guys. Okay, so this is our del H naught at 298 Kelvin. This is our del G naught at 373 Kelvin, and this is our del G naught at 298 Kelvin. So the answer is option 1, guys. Okay, So a lengthy question, lot of calculations involved, okay, but it was an easy one, guys. So let's proceed to the next question, that is question number 20.